Imagine you're somewhere in Africa. You're riding in a jeep in a hot valley with friends. The vehicle passes a group of lions, hyenas, and giraffes, and then you stop near some elephants. These giant, majestic animals pass by, and you realize how tiny you actually are. Suddenly, the elephants panic, raise their trunks, and scream. You look around and try to understand the reason. In the sky, you see a strange plane. The elephants run away. The plane is approaching, and you realize that it's not a plane at all, but a massive bird of prey, a tawny eagle. It's bigger than a business jet, but smaller than a Boeing. The bird of monstrous size is approaching the group of elephants with astonishing speed. Salvation is impossible. With taloned feet, the bird grabs the largest elephant, flaps its wings, and takes its prey to the sky. From the airflow created by the bird's wings, your Jeep almost flips over. Welcome to the world where birds of prey are the size of airplanes. This world is actually not that fantastical. 6 million years ago, Argentavis magnificens was one of the most terrifying creatures in the sky. This predator was 12 feet long and had a wingspan around 23 feet. The bird was about the size of a biplane, but weighed much less, around 160 pounds, or an adult man's average weight. Thanks to its powerful large beak, Argentavis magnificens could swallow a rabbit whole. Well, that was 6 million years ago. Now the largest bird is the Andean Condor. They reach 33 pounds, about the weight of a small dog, and a wingspan of 10 feet, which is more than the height of any player in the NBA. Fortunately, these birds are vultures. They feed on carrion and don't attack live animals. In a world where all birds are the size of planes, an Andean Condor would be as big as a passenger Boeing. And just like a Boeing, it would need a lot of space to take off. The muscles of the condor wouldn't allow it to lift such a massive weight into the air. First, the bird would need to climb a very high mountain. From there, it would run down and accelerate before it could take off. Each condor flight would end with an emergency landing. If even one such bird settled in the countryside and decided to land in a small village, it would demolish all the houses and roads. Only dust and ruins would remain instead of a town. Size is the only danger from this bird because it's a vulture. But you couldn't say the same for eagles and hawks. In reality, these birds hunt large prey. They can easily grab a salmon, monkey, or sloth in their feet. And if they grow to the size of an airplane, they would love people, cows, and elephants. These birds need much more food now because they've increased in size. Typical fare is not enough. The birds will become the top of the food chain, and humanity will face some problems. The red-tailed hawk is the most common bird of prey in North America. Often, these birds can be found on the roofs of skyscrapers in New York City. Now, imagine these birds the size of an airplane as they fly to the city and land on a skyscraper. They don't even need to leave the city to find their prey. Here it is, running through the streets between buildings. Hawks would destroy the roofs of houses. People would have to create special defense nets with electric discharge and hang them on each house's roof. The peregrine falcon is one of the most common birds of prey in the world. They can hunt not only game on the ground, but also in the air. Catching a bat is not a problem for them during the flight. When they change in size, the bat would be replaced by planes. These birds, noticing prey, drop at a speed of 200 miles per hour. This is the speed of an expensive supercar. And of course, this speed will increase tenfold because of the weight of the giant falcon. While diving, it would outrun even a jet fighter. But we would face the most significant problem because of a golden eagle. It's the largest bird of prey in the world. Sharp claws, beak, sharp vision, and fast speeds are the weapons that make it the strongest among all competitors. At their normal size, they even attack deer. Now, a deer would be the smallest prey for these creatures. People would have to build special shields or create a sonic weapon to ward off the bird's attacks. In big cities, this won't be a problem, but people would live day to day in small towns and villages. Eagles can spot people dozens of miles away. Combat with birds resembles fights with dragons. The feathers of huge eagles would be a costly building material. Only 3 or 4 feathers of any bird of prey could protect a house's roof from rain. Birds of prey have a unique grip mechanism in their feet, thanks to the muscles involved in carrying prey. Therefore, they can transport heavy weights over long distances. If humans could tame a bird, they could use it as a cargo plane, like pigeon mail, but instead of riding, birds would deliver heavy loads. Most birds won't give in to training, though, and will fight with people for territory. Moving around at night would be much safer than during the day, but you risk your life even at this time. Imagine that you are riding your bicycle home at night and decide to take a shortcut through the forest. You ride along a path through the thicket of the forest and notice something strange. To your left, the tops of the trees begin to shake. The leaves rustle very quickly, almost as if a silent, strong wind shakes it. This is strange because the other trees are quiet. You stare into the darkness. 2 large glowing eyes, the size of basketballs, appear among the foliage. It's not leaves of wood shaking, but feathers. You have met an owl, one of the most skilled nocturnal predators. You flee, spinning the petals as quickly as possible. You hope that you left the predator behind. There's silence in the air. You look around and see that the owl is flying behind you absolutely noiselessly. The feathers of this bird help carry out silent flights, so the owl can clearly hear its prey. You pass a herd of sleeping horses, and the owl turns its attention to them. In the forest, in the field, in the mountains, in the steppe, birds of prey cause chaos everywhere. Still, the most incredible events occur in the ocean. The northern gannet is a bird that tracks prey from the sky. As soon as a fish appears in the sea, the gannet flies down with great speed and dives deep into the water to get lunch. These birds grow to an airplane size in our new world and thus hunt sharks and other large fish. It won't like it if someone's fishing boat interferes during dinner. Gannets can, like a battering ram, break through the deck of the ship from the air with its beak. And of course, there would be brave people who try to tame birds for fun. To tame a bird of prey, you need to climb to the top of a high mountain and steal a large egg from the nest. A chick the size of a dog will require a lot of food. But if you are patient, in a few years, you will have the most unusual friend. Imagine that you have trained a peregrine falcon and are flying high in the sky at fast speeds. During the flight, you may meet another pilot who is sitting on a golden eagle. An air fight begins between both of you. Our world would be like a fantasy movie with birds instead of dragons.